Hey YouTube man, Taekwondo here doing another video review. Now I know it's been a while since I did one. It's just between work and weather and just generally not having the motivation, just not knowing where to start with some of the figures. I have so much of a backlog. I'm just kind of a bit swamped at which ones to start with, because I have practically nearly all the G.I. Joe Classified to review, bunch of Star Wars stuff, bunch of Hiya Toys figures. Pretty much a lot of stuff has come in over the last couple of weeks. So I said I'd kick off with something pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And what that is a reaction figure. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of reaction figures, mainly because of the whole 5 points of articulation, but this is a Mars Attacks reaction by Super 7. And it is number 36, it says. I think that's supposed to be the comic or the card it's based off. And destroying a dog. So you can see image of the Martian. A kid looks like he's about to attack the Martian or trying to stop him. You can see flying saucers in the background and a dog being hit by the Martian's gun. So if I flip around to the back of the box, it has images of other ones. So there's The Invasion Begins, Burning Flesh, and Destroying Dog. And then there's a bio, if I just pan my camera up. So it says, destroying a dog. The Martians not only attack big cities, but also struck at less populated sections of the country. Frightened citizens fled to the woods for safety or were burned in their homes. The invaders would leave their saucers and search for signs of hiding families. Before one invader could use his death weapon, a dog leaped at the aliens. A startled spaceman then turned his deadly ray on the barking dog, destroying it as the young owner cried out in horror. And it says number 36. So I'm assuming that's the card it's based off, because originally, if I remember correctly, Mars Attacks was based off a card series, a Topps card series. I'm not sure if it was a comic as well, and then it was turned into the movie. So the infamous movie that people either love or hate. I love the movie. I thought it was a really good. I'm a fan of Tim Burton stuff, and I always thought it was a really cool movie. But some people hated it, some people disliked it, some people thought it was just okay. But you'll go over the figure pretty quickly because he's fairly small, fairly simplistic. So these are done in 1/18 scale or 3 3/4 inch scale. So he comes with technically three accessories. So when you get him in the package, he's like this. He comes with his evil ray gun, and it's actually nice enough that it can fit on either hand. So you can fit it in the bent elbow arm, or you can fit it in the outstretched hand. Now the outstretched hand angles it a bit when it's in its hand, so it's kind of pointing down a bit. There is a secondary kind of peg, but you can't really use it. Again, as I said, one of the main things I don't like about this line is the lack of articulation, but there's very little and not very many Mars Attacks figures out there, so, and especially in this scale. I think, if I remember correctly, Mezco were supposed to do 3 3/4 inch or 1/18 scale figures. I know they did 6-inch figures, and those are incredibly hard to buy secondhand. You're looking at nearly Hot Toys 200 plus, if not more, for them. For some reason, Mars Attacks figures, other than the Toy Biz, or not Toy Biz, not Toy Island, what was the crowd that did them? Trendmasters, other than the Trendmaster stuff, tend to go for crazy money. So Hot Toys and the Mezco stuff are insane money. So on to the other accessory he comes with, which is this poor dog that is shown leaping at him and getting a hole blasted through him by the laser. So it's a kind of a grim accessory. You can see the dog's eyes are painted, the tongue is hanging out. It's not articulated, even though it has separate parts. Like this paw is a separate piece, but it's not articulated. It's all kind of one piece with paint apps, but it's not too bad. It's quite good. And then the other accessory, if you call it an accessory, which I think it is the dome for his helmet. And it's nice that they didn't just have this glued in place so that you wouldn't be able to turn the head. You can actually turn the head, quite nicely, and it still fits the, just get the focus, it still fits the dome on it with the head moved around. So the head is on a swivel for articulation. Again, you need to remove the dome to get to that swivel point, or that articulation point. Arms are just on a basic swivel, and legs are on a swivel. So they do move independently, they're not joined together. But overall, he's not a bad little figure. Now, if I just pop him back here with his accessory, I shall bring in tape measure. So you can see he stands just around 4 inches with the dome. And now bring in some other 3 3/4 inch, 4 inch figures for size comparison. So first figure I'll bring in is another reaction figure. It is Trapjaw from the Masters of the Universe line. And then I have Duke, which I believe was from the Renegades version of, I don't know, Renegades? Resolute, no, Renegades design from G.I. Joe. Bring in a basic 3 3/4 inch O-ring G.I. Joe figure, which is Destro. In fact, just move Duke aside. Bring in the Destro, because these are a little bit smaller than the modern G.I. Joe figures. Just get them to stand. Bear with me a moment while everything falls over. You can see that he does stand a little bit around the same height as Duke. And just for one other figure or comparison, because I have him standing handy. Sorry about the bumps on the camera. Here he is with the King Shark figure, the single pack one with the hammerhead style head. So you can see they do stand around the same size. Not too bad, really good figure. I did pick this up from Big Bad Toy Store. It should be available in most e-tailers. I think you can still get them on the Super 7 store site as well. Overall, decent figure. It is a shame that there isn't other kind of more articulated versions. I kind of wish they went with the articulation that the Funko reaction figures kind of went with in the later waves, where they had elbow bends and they had knee bends. Again, they weren't super articulated, but they had a little bit more than just the 5 points of articulation. But overall, really good figure, good sculpt, and it's dead. It looks a dead ringer for the ones from either the movie or even the comics. You can see it kind of, the comic ones are a bit skinnier proportion wise on the cards, but it still looks really good. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick video review. I know I haven't put up too many videos recently, but I'm going to hopefully go through a whole slew of stuff. So I'll hopefully be posting videos from Wednesday onwards, hopefully, or Thursday onwards, with a whole bunch of extra stuff, weather dependent. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoy this video, and as always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.